start.
Yo.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? We back again, back in this smaller room, but I got better sound quality. This is episode 3 or 4?
4, you know.
4.
Are we really counting the way we kind of like drop episode? I don't know if we like counting, but it is what it is, man.
Yeah, I mean, we're back here,
Yeah.
You know, despite the troubles of, everyday life, we back here to give y'all some good content. And, let's get right into it. Let's get right into it. We appreciate all the responses we've been getting constantly, you know what I'm saying, about just everything that we can do better, what the things that we're doing well. I know I got some responses based on our, how we looking and that different at each other or the camera, what I mean? So stuff like that.
You want to share with
like
the people? Because we want to share with the people some of the things that, has been mentioned. I know, there was the sound, was one of them, the sound. We're trying to work on, getting a better sound. But, positive feedback, yeah. So positive feedback for sure. I got more people to tune in. I mean, we got more people to tune in. And, but yeah, just keep sending the feedback. We really appreciate it, because that's the one way we're going to make it better. So
yeah, one way we're going to make it better for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, first and foremost, we thank everybody who's been watching, and we just want to make it an even better experience for everyone who's sticking by us, man. But let's get right into it, man.
Right into it, man. What we got?
Right off the bat, this whole Aaron Rodgers thing that's going on, man. Oof, I mean, if you follow the sports world, you'll know what's going on. Aaron Rodgers pretty much got diagnosed with a positive COVID test, and everyone is looking at him funny because there's video evidence where he says that he actually got vaccinated. But now it's been revealed that he is unvaccinated, and he even went on the, the Pat...
the Pat McAfee podcast. Pat McAfee actually went to my school.
Oh, wow.
Not only he went to my school, but he graduated. We were at the VU at the same time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So actually, I got to see him play before he got to the NFL.
Okay,
so,
cool.
Yeah. So it's always funny to kind of see a fellow. For those that don't know, I went to West Virginia University. Shout out to the VU. So yeah, he went to the VU as a kicker, and then he did a couple of years with the Colts, and then he called it and now he went on a successful career being like a journalist. I actually love the way his platform is growing, but anyway, that's not the subject in hands. So as you were saying, he went on the Pat McAfee show. Is it podcast or a show?
I'm not so sure. He just called in, I feel like.
I mean it's a show. It's a pretty popular show too. Yeah. So he went on a show and kind of explain his version of the story, and how, kind of gave his opinion on it. So,
and a lot of people obviously have been, comparing it to the whole Kyrie Irving situation.
Yeah,
there's been that as well. And I mean, from my standpoint, I separated from the whole Kyrie Irving situation just mostly due to one specific aspect. At least Kyrie was honest from the jump. You know what I'm saying? Kyrie was 1,000% honest. I'm not vaccinated. I don't plan to get vaccinated. And it all depends on the Nets organization and obviously New York State regulations over whether or not I can play. The Nets decided he won't play, and they kept it moving. But at least honesty and transparency was there from the rip from Kyrie Irving anyway.
So you think it's basically worse?
It's worse because he lied. He lied. You're at a certain point where it's not even really what you think about the vaccine. I think it's mostly due to the fact that, yes, there are these rules and regulations, but if you want to be a martyr that says that I'm not getting vaccinated and I want to stand for whatever cause you want to stand, at least be honest. At least be honest, and don't go around and trick your teammates. Don't go around and trick your team. Well, we don't even know if the team was the Packers actually knew.
No, they knew. So he said the NFL knew and that his team knew. Apparently, that's what he said on the show. He said like they were both
I missed
aware.
That part.
Yeah, he said they were both aware that he wasn't vaccinated. It's more so the public that didn't know. So I feel like there is this thing where the league has a rule for different players where because he's a top, he make a lot of money.
Case,
they have, you see what I'm saying? Like they have pass for the star players, whereas the people that are not really stars, you know what I mean, get a slap on the wrist because they're not vaccinated. Because he mentioned the league was well aware. And
But then,
Packers
but then in that
organization was
case,
well aware.
then in that case, you got to point the finger at the NFL. Plain and simple.
Yeah, because that's what he's saying.
That's the only organization where you would have to point the finger at.
It's about $1, man.
And yeah, it's about your money because Aaron Rodgers. I mean, personally, even though Tom Brady is the greatest of all time, I think Aaron Rodgers is probably the best player I've ever seen, skill-wise, play the quarterback position. But nonetheless, man, the Packers are a historic franchise. They're a franchise that's going to bring in the dough. And the league just decided, okay, we're going to keep that hush-hush. But now, what do you think about it, man?
How did he get leaked? That's one thing I don't kind of know. Oh, he tested positive.
Yeah.
He tested positive.
But what do you think about it, man?
Man, I think it's just so much that can be said because it's just like, I know that when they first started the season, I think some of the players that were not planning on getting the vaccine were supposed to let the NFL know.
Yeah.
Were they allowed to play the players on? Because the thing is, he mentioned in the interview that apparently the unvaccinated people basically had like the protocol for unvaccinated was much harsher, where you have to get the PCR test. You have to be tested every single day. You kind of have to work out and you can't work out with the team. You have to work out in your own space. You can't eat with the team. Like all these things in place. So, man, like how do I feel about it? It's just like I think listen. On one side, I think yes, he lied. He lied to the people. But the thing is, Tim Tebow said something. I watched something about a clip, where Tim Tebow and Stephen A. Smith were going back and forth about it. And Tim Tebow was just like, because the argument was, should he get suspended? Tim Tebow was basically saying that.
And that's the next topic I want us to talk about.
So Tim Tebow was basically saying that, well, if he's getting suspended for lying, then a lot of people will get suspended in the NFL. But I feel like he's protecting him in a sense because if you're really, really following the rules, you're not getting suspended for lying. You're getting suspended because you didn't follow the rules that the NFL had in place. So if we're really following the rules, you have to get. If we're being honest, you have to be suspended. For how long? I think the rest of the season. People are going to be like, oh man, that's too harsh. I'm just like, no, it's not. Yep. It's not because the thing is. Players get slapped on the wrist for, like, let's say substance abuse. It's a 4-game ban, right? I think for substance abuse, when you have things off the field issues, it might be it might be 4 games at least. So, to be honest, technically, I mean the COVID thing. I mean we know COVID is one of the most
hot topics going on around
so
here.
For that alone, I do feel like if I'm being really consistent with my position, he should be suspended for the rest of the season. It's not even a matter of okay, I get it. He's giving his side of the story. He mentioned that he feels like we're being controlled, and he feels like like all that is great, but you should have said that prior to the season. By you accepting, basically by lying to the people, that means that you actually accept to play within the rules of the NFL. So if you not want to do that, if you want to stand on that topic, then stand on that. That's where actually I agree with you. Now I get back with the Kyrie Irving thing, where it's just like Kyrie was just like, I'm not comfortable doing this, and I'm just not going to do it. Whereas him, we basically middle of the season now, right? Yeah. We basically middle of the season. Basically middle of the season. So it's just like.
I mean, listen, man. I'm gonna give.
I get his perspective. Yeah.
I'm gonna give my stance, man. I agree that he should be suspended, but at the end of the day, man, it's the same BS that you get from the NFL. The NFL is untransparency central. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's all about the money. We saw it. Whether it was a Colin Kaepernick, whether it's any social issues, Colin Kaepernick,
John Gruden, John Gruden emails where they always, bro, go ahead.
Hell, even Tom Brady, when the Patriots got caught with the whole Deflategate, they only did anything just because they got caught. At the end of the day, if the NFL can cover some stuff up and it not helping, it not affecting their bottom line, they will take that route every single day. But when they get caught,
they're covering their asses and they're taking the man down. Yeah. The man is taking the...
Exactly.
Because it's so funny because because a couple of weeks ago, I know a couple of you guys probably followed this, well, a lot of people followed the John Gruden story about 1,000 upon 1,000 emails where he was calling people racist and homophobic, God knows what else. And people were just like, there's no way the NFL did not know. There's no way they were not aware of what was going on. So John Gruden was the man basically taking the fall for, the whole email exchange thing, So basically it goes back to the same thing where I feel like Aaron Rodgers is taking the fall for things that they probably already knew.
But the big question mark is, will he take the fall? The Patriots. I'm sorry. The Packers. They're looking like a playoff team. Will he take the fall?
So,
Because that's the other thing that we often talk about when we're having NFL issues. Roger Goodell is a horrible commissioner, and the dude. And
you think he is?
You don't think he is?
I mean, that depends who you're talking to.
I think
he's
Goodell,
bringing more money. Look at the amount of money the league has been generating.
But in terms of transparency in front of the people, he doesn't. He absolutely will say whatever in order to clean himself up or whatever little
Isn't
mess.
That what CEO does
but
for their...
yeah, but that's the point. That's the point.
What CEO does for the people that hire him, though.
In terms of the product that the fans are looking at. Roger Goodell is obviously not really caring what the hell the fans think about. He's just thinking about the bottom line. And my point is when you take that into consideration, do you really think that he's going to get suspended the entire season?
No, he won't, because the thing is,
no, he will not. That's the exact same. That's exactly what I'm saying. He's going to think about the bottom line, because that's what the NFL. I would even go back and say that's what the NBA. But people put the NBA in like the morality skyscrapers. I don't think it's like that at all. I think all these corporations are all about covering their asses and making sure that their star assets are taken care of.
But right, okay, said that. But don't you think that if he's not getting suspended, other players are going to be like, well, why is he not getting suspended over something as pressing as the COVID-19? So y'all pressuring us. Y'all literally, some people, I'm pretty sure.
Do you think they care? Do you think that they're going to care about what's
No, it's not the point. But the thing is, you're creating an environment where players are going to be like, all right, so clearly we have different policies based on players here. So I'm pretty sure there are certain players that are going to look at that and be like, well, if that's what he's doing, then shit, I'm not going to follow rules either. You see what I'm saying? So he can't create it.
Yeah, but you know what it is about the NFL? I think the right person, the higher up, is going to tell him, yeah, well, it's Aaron Rodgers. Who are you?
You can't just go like that, though.
I think it can.
You can't just go like that.
I think it can. I honestly think it can, especially in the NFL. In the NFL, when I look at NFL athletes, right, and this is not to go in on them, et cetera, but a lot of them won't speak up about a lot of things, because primarily for multiple reasons. Obviously, out of the top 4 sports, I think the average NFL athlete makes less than. It's like maybe third. It's behind baseball and NBA.
So you mean
and I think that at the end of the day, they're not going to want to jeopardize their living. And a lot of them just aren't conditioned. A lot of them just aren't even conditioned to really speak out like that.
I disagree. You know why? Because how about it is Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah, because it's Aaron Rodgers.
But what I'm saying is he influenced people. I think that's probably the reason why they didn't even want it to come out, because just like we finally have, like, that's why they don't necessarily want athletes to speak out, because, and I'm not even going to get into the whole racial, because it's a white player that coming out and just talking about, COVID is this and that. Because if you follow the Pat McAfee, he said a lot of things that would put him in the conspiracy theorist category. That's basically where they would put him at, but he has influence over people, and they don't want that. The NFL only cares about the image. That's where I said, when you tell me, oh, Roger Goodell is like he's a horrible CEO, I'm like, for who? He's a commissioner. I'm like, for who? Like, his whole job is to clean up the NFL. Having someone like Aaron Rodgers go rogue, because that's basically what it is, it's not a good look. It's not a good look, because I feel like other players now can come out and say the same exact thing he said.
But you honestly, but hold on. But you honestly think the NFL cares about that?
They do, because he messes up the image of the sport.
Wait. So hold on. Okay,
imagine now if Tom Brady talk about.
I'm gonna let you go.
Okay, imagine now Aaron Rodgers, right? One of the most, probably most known figure in the NFL. Now Tom Brady's just like, yeah, you know what? I agree. You know what that does to people and their TV rating? That messes up.
Wait. You actually think they give a damn about? Wait. The NFL, we just spoke about this, right? The NFL cares about their ratings. They care about their bottom line.
Yeah.
You honestly believe that after everything we saw with Colin Kaepernick, that they give a damn?
Aaron Rodgers, no.
Oh no. But the issue still landed at a big scale. What I'm talking about. Hold on. Let me finish my point.
Okay.
Finish my point. What I'm talking about here is, I honestly believe that if some players want to say this and that, they're gonna be like, yo, but behind the scenes, they're gonna be like, oh, but you're not Aaron Rodgers. I think what they're gonna do. They're gonna suspend him for a couple of days and games, and he's gonna be back. He's gonna be right back. Slap on the wrist.
They probably do
slap on the wrist.
4-game suspension.
Right, slap on the wrist. And I think that after that, maybe they'll institute a rule where if a player lies now, you're suspended for an entire season.
So you're basically saying they're going to do like a Tom Brady rule, in a sense.
Yes.
They're going to do a rule based on.
Yes.
But what I'm saying is the influence that he has on other players. Other players might come out. It's not. You have to remember. I'm not even going to get into the whole racism thing, but Aaron Rodgers is a white player. Yeah. Colin Kaepernick is that's totally different. And he's a starter. Again, he's a major figure. Yeah. He's a major figure in the sport. If you have other players following him, like I said, Aaron Rodgers is the first one saying it. Now, if you have, I don't know if Tom Brady, Tom Brady's probably not going to do it. But I'm saying, like, if you have other players like him coming out and say the same thing, are they going to just, cancel not cancel it? Are they just going to suspend everybody? I don't know, man. I just feel like he's that big of a name where he's kind of like, I don't know, man. I feel like he's going to move that league a little bit. He's not, Aaron Rodgers is one person. You have to remember, I'm not talking about just about him. I'm talking about other major players that can come out and say the exact same thing he said. And he makes the whole league look bad, I feel like.
You don't think that right now they're doing damage control? You don't think right now they're talking to agents, they're doing this and that to make sure that it's exactly not going to happen? Let them know there may be repercussions, et cetera, et cetera. I think the NFL is already on top of this. I think behind the scenes, they're already letting them know, either to the smaller players, they're letting them. No. Let me finish my point. Let me finish my point. I think to the smaller players, they're letting them know, yo, you're not Aaron Rodgers. So shut your dumb ass up and take this little salary. And then for the star players, I think they're letting them know behind the scenes, these are the repercussions that may come your way if you do this and that. Aaron Rodgers, we want this to get cleaned up real quick, but we don't want this to come up again.
But that's why.
And because the thing is, and this is something that I constantly say, players do not fully understand their power in these professional organizations. They don't really know. If they really banded up together and said, we want this and we want that, at the end of the day, they're the product. They're the product. The infrastructure can't fully benefit from the situation if the product doesn't really want to be there. But the players, I don't think they fully. I don't think they fully. No, but I don't expect them to go crazy like that, because I think behind the scenes the NFL is already making the moves in order to quiet them. I think that's already happening.
I feel like Aaron Rodgers is not. I mean, I get your point. I just feel like Aaron Rodgers is just like, he's not a Colin Kaepernick. I think Colin Kaepernick is only one side of the coin, where Aaron Rodgers is a whole other level where other players can be like. He can really create an environment where people are just like, if he did that, I mean, maybe I'm going to come out and say the same exact thing, because that's already the feeling people already associating his name with the Joe Rogan. We have more and more people that are coming against COVID. And now you have a figure like Aaron Rodgers saying the same thing. What if now, this is maybe me going forward, what if now he goes on the Joe Rogan podcast and present his evidence and present his side of the story? You know how many more people he's going to gain, and how many,
You think in an organization like the NFL, the way we saw them squash other movements over the years, you think is going to have that much weight?
I think that there are people...
I honestly don't. I think the NFL has enough power, and they have enough strong messaging behind the scenes to get a lot of people to shut up.
I think, yes, but if there's people like Aaron Rodgers and the Tom Brady, it's a little different, because they have such strong influence on the league that they can create, I don't know, I'm trying to say, basically what I'm trying to say, that they can create, I'm not going to say a mutiny within players, but it's just like,
ain't no
I don't know, it's like, ain't no mutiny.
Come on, all these people, they care about their money too much.
They care about their money too much.
Ain't going to be no mutiny, man, at the end of the day. Let's be real here, man. We thought the same thing. Well, man,
I think Kaepernick was different, bro.
Kaepernick is the black guy. You're right. He's the black guy. They don't care about no black dude, and especially all those white owners who come from the whole good old boys.
You have to remember.
You're right.
Okay, remember, plenty of coaches are not vaccinated either. I don't know if you know,
but there's different rules for different people.
So basically, what I'm saying, and I'm finding my point again, is just like he is exposing how a lot of people feel about the vaccine and about how it's an infringement on their right and American right. You see what I'm saying? Because that's the argument of a lot of people. And Aaron Rodgers became the face of that. That's basically what I'm trying to say. Because a lot of coaches just lost this coach from a major university that just lost his job because he wasn't vaccinated.
The coach of
a football program, from
LSU.
Oh, he wasn't just LSU. There was LSU. This is another one, and I'm just like, bro, if there's more and more players, like, what are they going to do? Because they're the product.
But my.
I get your point. I get your point.
It's like America, right? We constantly talk about the whole system is whack, et cetera, et cetera. People still live by the laws here. Why? Because they understand that a lot of people understand that. What's the point? They got too much power over us. behind the scenes, people can do stuff,
that's
man.
what
I'm telling you, the NFL, I think they already got the machine working in order to get anyone that wants to say anything behind the scenes. Talk to their agents, their managers, the representative. Shut up, or this is gonna happen to you.
Agree to disagree. What are your No, seriously. I think we presented. You have your argument. I have mine. I feel like, I mean, and you might already be right. It might be what's going to happen where he's going to get 4-game suspension, and there's a way that other players are going to be shut down. I don't know, but I would love to hear what's your take on the Aaron Rodgers thing and how this thing would unfold. It'd be really interesting.
Well, I mean, ultimately, we'll be able to revisit this argument because ultimately we'll see what actually happens.
I'm telling you,
we're gonna see what happens. Revisit it in 1 month. Let's just say in 1 month. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens, man. Let's see what happens.